Mr. Hagee, we have looked and chosen a casket for your uncle, Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir.
And as I understand, you have some concerns about an outer burial container.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And while I want to make sure that my uncle is treated with respect and dignity, there is a financial reality that I have to be mindful of. So if you could just give me some guidance. I'm not even sure what these are.
Well, an outer burial container really is, there are two types. One is a grave liner. It lines the sides of a grave and then covers the top of the casket.
Okay.
The vault itself, if you can imagine a container, the casket would sit in the container, and the casket would sit in the container, and then would be placed in the container, and the lid would go on top.
Okay.
And so it would contain the casket as a whole.
Now that's the vault.
That's the vault.
Okay.
The grave liner would simply line the grave itself, and the casket would sit on the ground.
Would there be anything over the casket?
Yeah, there would. With the grave liner, there is usually a concrete section placed over the top of the casket to assist with protecting the casket.
Okay.
Now, the grave liner is more inexpensive than the vault, but there are good quality vaults that are of reasonable price.
Okay.
And so we can talk about that a little bit.
Well, the casket's metal, and it I think we did a good job with that.
It is, and it has a good seal on it, so it in of itself will allow for some protection.
Okay. I really don't like the idea of his casket lying on the bare earth.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should look at some of these vaults. The liner doesn't make me feel very. I don't think I've done a good job.
Sure.
For my uncle.
Sure, I understand that.
So.
I understand that. The cemetery has a requirement of either a grave liner or a vault, and so we can look at a vault. We have to choose one or the other, but let's look at some vaults.
Okay.
Now, you see here, and this is our digital catalog, you see here some vaults that are present. This is one of our popular models.
Okay.
It's made of concrete.
Okay.
Now, some of these over here are good quality vaults, but they're made of different materials and they're a bit more expensive.
Okay.
So if we go back over here, just wanted you to be aware of what was available.
I would imagine the concrete vaults were less expensive.
They are in comparison to some of the other materials.
All right. I think it would be okay to go with the concrete as long as the bottom as well as the sides and the top. I would feel more comfortable with that.
Yeah, and as you can see here in our digital catalog, the casket would go in the vault, and you see it has a bottom.
Okay.
And then this top would go over and be sealed over the casket, and so it would contain the casket.
So the casket's sealed, and then the vault is sealed.
The metal casket is sealed, and then the vault, as it is closed, it is sealed, and then the grave is
lined completely.
Mm-hmm. The vault would line the grave and meet that requirement the cemetery has.
Okay, well, good. Which vaults do you have that do that in cement or concrete?
Well, as I said, this whole page right here are some of our.
If you don't mind,
sure,
help me narrow it down a little bit.
Sure.
For me because
I can do that.
You're the professional.
And we're here to serve you, Mr. Hagee. These are some of our vaults. Any of these vaults will be appropriate and substantial for the burial of your uncle. Okay. This model right here is one of our more popular models. Okay. This model over here is equally a popular model.
What's the difference between the two?
The difference honestly comes down to price.
Okay.
This one is a few $100s less than this one.
Okay.
And they're both made of concrete. They both have the seal that goes over the cover that goes over the top to seal the vault. It's simply a matter of some preference. They're both good vaults. They're both substantial.
They're both, the bottom is covered.
In a burial vault, there's always a bottom and sides. The casket is placed down, and then the lid is placed on top.
That makes sense. let's just go with the cheaper of the two.
Okay.
I don't think a few hundred, I don't think it matters much.
Well,
it does its job.
And again, just so I can give you some confidence, this is a substantial vault. It's a
Okay.
good vault, and it does meet some price and expense concerns
Okay.
that hopefully would be
Okay.
addressed.
Well, then I think that's the one we should go with.
All right. Let me just make a note of that. Okay, Mr. Hagee, we're going to need to move to another room to
Okay.
make some selections to complete
Okay.
making the arrangements.
All right. Okay.